I'm Marvis Herring. Daybreak starts right now. Is there anybody we can talk to about the video on Facebook?
No comment.
No comment from this location today.
24-hour News 8's Marvis Herring is live at the Kent County Jail tonight with these new developments. Marvis.
Well, good evening. James Shalekis is here at the Kent County Jail. He's a math teacher at the middle school, and he's facing 2 felony sex crime charges tonight. Police say he had sex with a teenage girl. They exchanged pictures, texts, and chats online. Good morning. This is where all the action will take place, right here on the iconic Blue Bridge, a fitting location because blue is the color for autism awareness. Today I spoke with one man. He was living in this apartment on the 3rd floor. His girlfriend woke him up. He looked that way and saw flames. Teresa and KCL, we confirmed that death in Grand Haven's Highland Park, Poplar Ridge neighborhood. And take a look at this damage. This is just what we're seeing all morning this morning. Trees completely toppled. You can see it's uprooted. Look at that concrete. It's been deja vu for some of those relatives who say they were here in September when helicopters were here searching the same area. Let's lighten things up now to a unique story that started right here in West Michigan. There's plenty of debris out here. You can see some of the smaller pieces out here, but a large pile of tree branches and limbs down from those powerful winds yesterday. Casey, Donald Trump electrified many West Michiganders, especially during those many stops throughout our area. And this morning, we can tell you it seemed to work. Good evening. 19-year-old Dakota Welch was charged as a habitual offender. The charges against him carry a maximum sentence of 15 years. Even when the water is calm, experts say there's several safety precautions you should take. One of the most important is to make sure that you have on this.
New tonight, a family in Kent County claims disability discrimination caused a summer day camp to change its mind on allowing their 10-year-old to attend.
His parents say they alerted the Mary Free Bed YMCA day camp of the boys' needs weeks before things started, but just a few hours into day 1, they ran into problems. In a story you'll only see on 8, 24-hour News 8's Marvis Herring talked with the family today and asked camp officials what happened. Marvis?
Good evening. 10-year-old Ezekiel Gonzalez is wheelchair-bound, living with spinal muscular atrophy, a condition restricting him from bearing much weight. His family says YMCA camp officials told them that helping Ezekiel with restroom breaks wouldn't be a problem, but now it is.
Speed 3, Speed 4, and Speed 5. I always have it on Speed 5 because that's the fastest.
Summer days for 10-year-old Ezekiel Gonzalez are sure to include time with his chickens, enjoying the outdoors, and music. But it will no longer consist of trips to the Mary Free Bed YMCA day camp that his family paid and planned for him to attend all summer.
I was extremely excited.
That excitement squashed after a conversation with the camp director on Monday, his first day of camp.
He said, I wasn't aware someone would actually have to pull his pants down.
Gamaliel Gonzalez, the 10-year-old's father, and his fiancee Anna Lane say they were shocked when camp officials told them
they couldn't accommodate my son's restroom needs, so that we had to quote-unquote find a plan B on what we are going to do.
The family recalled weeks of calls and emails with the camp, letting them know Ezekiel would need a lift and table for proper restroom help. They say they asked the camp director to come in for a run-through, but he said no.
So how do I tell them now, hey, because you're sharing your needs, they can't accommodate you? That's frustrating. He was crying.
When they showed up on Monday, the issues began. YMCA officials told me over the phone that the issues come down to staffing. If camp counselors are helping Ezekiel in the restroom, the state-mandated staff-to-child ratio is thrown off. They issued this statement that reads in part, "We are in close communication with the family and are actively working on a solution that will allow us to continue to care for the child. We are looking into partnerships with other community organizations."
If you would have let us know that you were unable to accommodate him, it wouldn't be the first time we heard that.
One of the parents will have to stay home unless they find another summer camp still accepting kids. And while it hurts, Ezekiel is staying positive.
Just because something does happen like this doesn't mean you should stop and give up. You should always keep trying.
And to be clear, Mary Free Bed sponsored the construction of that YMCA on Burton Street, but the camp and its programs, those are run through YMCA. A spokesperson for YMCA says 2 additional staff members helped out with the camp yesterday and today so that Ezekiel could attend. His family says he never went to the restroom once either day. They believe he was too scared. Brian.
Marvis Herring, thank you.
Let's go, Sam. Come on, let's go. Remember, stay really strong, attack hard here.
After courtroom hours,
okay, we got 2 more. Go get this one.
Judge Mike Skipper puts on a different uniform.
I coach football here and I coach swimming, so I'm with kids all the time.
He tells me his coaching style dives deeper than sports, tackling things like peer pressure, bullying, and underage drinking.
So I really didn't see MIP the way it was as being bad.
Judge Skipper says he rarely sent first offenders with a clean record to jail even before these new changes got Governor Snyder's approval. In his opinion, most judges gave those slapped with their first MIP a break, choosing a deferral program which included 6 months to a year of probation. Then their record was wiped clean. But there will no longer be that threat of that first offense staining a young adult's record. They'll soon have to pay a $100 civil infraction instead. Do you think that this will set any type of standard of, the first time is a gimme?
It might, and I'll tell you why, because I don't think they took the right second step with the law.
He says the new way takes jail time off the table for first and second time offenders unless they violate probation. Taking that off the table may be a problem.
Because if you get a second MIP, you're pretty careless or you have a problem, right? So the second time, there should have been the ability, the threat of possible jail time, because that's what kids care about.
I feel a fine doesn't do as much as a punishment itself. It's just a payment. But going on your record, I feel like could really install it in their brains that it is a bad thing.
We have to, at least as judges, have the option of being tougher where we think it's necessary. Because I do have kids that I think have a problem already at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, already having a problem with alcohol, already alcoholics or in developing that way.
Leon, good evening. This weekend, we learned a lot of those gruesome details. Donovan Lewis reportedly confessed to police, but tonight Anaya Mack's mother is more focused on the beauty her daughter brought to this earth.
She was our diva. She was our angel.
As her daughter looks down from above, Loretta Bailey cannot escape one question regarding her murder. Why?
I could never wrap my hand around as to why he would do what he did to her. Because she would give you the shirt off her back. She was a positive kid.
Positive is just one of many ways Bailey describes 24-year-old Anaya Mack, a student at Western who was soon graduating with a psychology degree.
She loved family. She loved life. She loved to dance and she loved to sing.
Bailey lives in Louisiana. Yes, she last spoke to her daughter over the phone on June 24th. Later that day, investigators say Mack's boyfriend killed her. Bailey recalls the uneasiness she felt when Mack's friends reached out days later.
But they kept calling and telling me that they hadn't heard from her. Her job hadn't heard from her. I called her myself. She never returned my call. And when her best friend called me and told me that he hadn't heard from her either, I just told him to hang up the phone and to dial 911. And when the police got there, to give me a call. I wanted to talk to the police right then.
Bailey had never met her daughter's boyfriend, Donovan Lewis, but she tracked down his phone number.
And I called him to ask him had he heard from her. And he just told me no, like nothing never happened. And then I learned for days that she had already been deceased for days. And
today, Bailey says she lacks closure. Her daughter's brutal injuries forcing a closed casket funeral. She says she's praying for the suspect's family.
I forgive him, but he's going to suffer, and he's still suffering. I just want him to know that he took a big part from me, from my whole family.
And I mentioned that Bailey is currently living in Louisiana. A woman in West Michigan saw her daughter's story and she started a fundraiser to help cover moving costs. This is the bill for her moving truck. It's more than $1,200 and that doesn't include gas. So right now we have a link to that GoFundMe account. You can head over to woodtv.com for that. Leon.
All right, Marvis, thank you.